Hey guys, we're back and it's time for us to play a little more Minecraft today. So, today, to start off with, we're going to take us a short little journey here to a new area. And on this journey, I'm going to talk about sort of the direction I want to take this Let's Play. And more specifically, a change in direction. And it's a good change. I like it. I think it'll be a good change. Change things up a bit. So, as you know, my original plan here was to kind of, let me refresh the world here. There we go. Was to build this village here and have different buildings for different purposes and all of that good jazz. And haven't really done much of anything in there except build a bridge. And there's a couple of reasons, well, there's really one main reason for that, and it's I just don't have the inspiration to build in the village. And the whole reason I wanted to do the village to begin with, do I have any ender pearls? I do, was to kind of try to force myself to at least get better with building above ground structures, because like I said, I'm not much of a builder. So it's kind of going to be a little bit of an exercise of forcing myself to at least become somewhat better at the whole process of building. And in doing that, I think I was trying to force something that, just isn't my style. And as a result, you're just not going to get good content that way. My style is more into the technical stuff and building really big, sprawling bases. And really jam-packing them with some cool technical aspects. So that's what we're going to do. And I decided that from here on out, everything we build is going to be kind of over the top, I guess you could say. Really large, kind of bigger than what is really necessary and maybe even practical in some cases, simply because we can. It'll be fun. Oops. And in that, I'm going to build a really epic base. Really big over the top base. And I did start on it, which is where we're finishing now. But yeah, everything we do, we're just going to do on a huge scale from now on. I think it'll be fun. And it fits my style a little more. So that's what we're going to do. And I started the base out here, middle of the ocean. It should start rendering way out there in the middle of the ocean. You can kind of see it. And I did this all off camera because it was really, really long to do and would have been super boring to watch. I tried to time-lapse it, and even then it was just far, far, far too long. That was a productive throw. I'm going to end up drowning myself with that. I better quit it. So let's just swim on out here. And this cobblestone here is just temporary. You can see that it's stone brick most of the way. This thing is a massive, massive, massive circular hole in the ground. This is a 50 block diameter circle, middle of the ocean, and it goes down, I want to say to level 5, I can't remember, we'll go down there in a minute and confirm that. But this is going to be the central point of the base. Yes, this is just the center of the base, it's not the whole thing. So let's go down there and see. Now we are in layer 6, my bad, not 5. So I dug this out, stone bricked it up all the way, and I know right now it doesn't look like much except a really impressive hole. And let me just say, this thing took forever to make. Let's see, this is probably close to a week's worth of digging. Digging the, that's because I was in a test world. I just thought of that. Put that back up where it was. Okay, everything else should be good. But yeah, I was in a test world testing some things, so that's why I was on peaceful. But anyway, about a week's worth of digging here, and clearing out the water in the ocean. And the stone brick was easier to get than you might think, because most of the digging I did with silk touch picks, and that way I didn't have to smelt anything for this. So the stone brick was actually really easy to get. And yeah, this is the area I dug out for the central part of the base. As you can see, we have all kinds of goodies from this. So awesome. Look at that, 50 diamond ore blocks. It's ridiculous, but in a good way. I won't have to go mining for quite some time now. But yeah, this is going to be the central point of the base. And so let me kind of talk about what I want to do here. And I guess we'll describe this more from up top. Maybe, there we go. That's glitched into the wall there. You might be able to see a little bit better here. This thing is just huge. Like I said, we're going to do everything on a massive scale from here on out. My base included. So what I'm picturing here, inside this circle, is the bottom layer there will be flooded. I'm going to flood it in with some water, and then we're going to have multiple rings around this floor that will form some floors, so several of those rings up. And off those rings we'll have walkways into a central kind of floating area in the center of the circle, and that's going to be our main storage room. And then off this we'll have all our different rooms, so potion rooms and whatever rooms we decide to put in our base. And then in the portions that will be underwater here, I think it'd be cool if we actually have some domes sitting on the ocean floor and build out into those as well, because I think it'd be kind of cool to be standing up here or off on land or wherever and see actual domes under the water that are part of our base. So that's my general plan. So what I want to do is let's start figuring out the bottom ring. And I think, for the time being anyway, I'm going to do this out of sandstone. And okay, no, I didn't I moved my crafting bench up here. So let's take this down here, and see if we can figure out how we want to do this. And as you can see, I replaced the whole bottom floor here with just smooth stone, just so it will be kind of a consistent look. Remember, probably up to here will be where the water level will be. So let's go ahead and make us some stone bricks and see if we can't figure out how we want to do this here. I think I have a fairly decent idea of how I want to lay this out, but let's see what we can come up with here. Oh, that's why. Derp. Gotta actually make them into sandstone. There we go. So let's start figuring this out. I will need torches on the bar. Okay. So, like I said, I want the water level to be about 3 deep. And this thing will probably spawn some mobs down here still. So, 1, 2, 3. So this will be the top of the water. So right off here. No. Right off there is where we want our walkway. Grab those back. And in case you're wondering, I emptied this with, I think it's 5 or 6 double chests of sand. I obviously didn't fill the whole thing in with that. I filled it in sections and emptied it slowly in sections, then dug all the sand back out. So, the walkways, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, I think, will be a good width. And then, so we actually want to go 1 lower for those, right? Yeah. And that will also make the spawn proof up there, which will be good. So I think we'll do the floor 5 blocks out from the wall like this. Oops, there we go. And then cap it off with these stone bricks. And then what we'll do is kind of maybe have a fence around it. So I'm going to go ahead and do this whole bottom ring here, and then I'll be right back with you guys. So I suppose as I work on this for a little bit, I'll actually talk just for a few moments about a little side project I've been working on, and it involves going through the actual code for Minecraft. So, I've been looking into some of the horse breeding mechanics for Minecraft. I started by just searching the internet, seeing what was known about it, and I couldn't seem to come across one definitive answer about how the horse breeding worked. Some people would say that it was completely random, what you'd get when you breed two horses, that it didn't actually really matter too much the traits of the two horses you bred together, and others would say, no, it actually, you're guaranteed that's going to get incrementally better each time you breed. And there were a few other opinions expressed throughout there as well, and just couldn't come across one definitive answer. So I finally got sick of, getting 40 different answers, and decided to just decompile Minecraft and take a look at the code for the horse breeding myself. And I've come up with the definitive answer for how it works. And unfortunately, it is indeed random. So, the first part is not random. It's a part that everybody really figured out already, and that is, if you breed two horses together, you're going to get a horse. If you breed two donkeys together, you'll get a donkey. And if you breed a horse and a donkey together, you get a mule. No surprises there. Everybody pretty much already figured that out and agreed on that. However, the other three traits that you're primarily interested in, which are speed, jump height, and number of hearts the horse has, are randomly determined. And the way the game does it is that... Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, no, that's not right. So have I messed it up somewhere else? Hold on, I may have just messed up here. No, that should be right. Okay, so how the game does it is it adds together, for all the stats, it will add together the values of those particular stats for both parents. I'll refer to them as mother and father, but as you know, there are no actual genders to the animals in Minecraft. But it adds those stats together. And then what it does is it adds to that value a randomly generated value. And each one, the randomly generated value, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is created differently, but just as it creates some random value that adds to that number. And then it goes and divides the result of adding that random number by 3 for all three of those stats: speed, jump height, and health. Let me turn down sound here. So I'll divide them by 3, and that is the value of that particular stat for the child horse. So, so yeah, that's how it determines it. Now what this means is, since we're adding on that random value before we divide by 3, the actual result is ultimately the result of, rather, say we're looking at jump stat, whether it's better than the parents, is actually ultimately determined by whatever the value of that random number is. So this means that you have a chance that you'll end up with a horse with better stats than the parents. But you also have a chance that it will either stay the same, or a chance that it will be worse. And unfortunately, since all 3 of those stats, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are determined separately, they are all going to be random in that way, that you have a chance that it could be better, chance it could be worse, chance it could even be the same. So that means that there's no definitive way that you could take two horses and know what you're going to get when you breed them together. So it is random, and unfortunately, to get horses with the kind of stats you like, you do have to just keep breeding them. And I also want to mention here real fast that this bottom ring is purposefully kind of small. In comparison to everything, the other rings at top will be a little bit wider. But I want the bottom of the ring to be a little bit smaller. But yeah, anyway, that's how the horse breeding works. Figured that out by reading the code. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The only thing I haven't quite figured out exactly how it works is how it determines what the horse will look like. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I kind of understand the logic behind it, but I don't fully get it yet. And so what I mean by how it will... Oh, I just screwed this all up. I'm going to have to redo part of this. I just realized that. But what I mean by how it will look is... so say we'll have, white spots or be solid brown or that kind of thing. And I'm kind of understanding the logic for it, but not quite. So where do I have to redo from? So I have to start redoing it from this point. Yeah, from this point, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. That sucks. But yeah, anyway, I don't quite fully get how that works yet. If you look at the code, it's doing all kinds of anding and oring and whatnot to figure it out. Oop, dang it. Oh, and I'm all the way back here. But yeah, doing all kinds of anding and oring to determine it, and I just haven't quite figured out exactly what's going on in that part of the code. Excuse me. So, but I'll figure it out eventually. But that's what I've been working on kind of as a side project. And I am going to get back to our new base here, finish out that bottom ring, and then I'll be back with you guys. Alright, so I finished out the bottommost ring there. That's what it's going to look like. Like I said, this one's going to be narrower than what the upper rings will be, because it's really not, at least right now, I don't anticipate it being a primary, kind of one of the primary levels. Could change, I suppose, but, and remember down here is all going to be flooded. So now, what I want to start working out is at least the area leading to the storage room. So we have 4 of these big walls here, these big wide walls at each end of the circle, and off these is where we're going to build out some paths on each level that's going to run into the storage room. So it looks like these paths are kind of, I guess, supports coming out of the wall holding up the storage room. So let's find the center of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Right? No. Right there, I believe. 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Okay, so right there is the centermost block. Let's go out here. Knock that out right there. Okay. So I want the paths going into the storage room to only be free right now. Let's see. Yeah, I think we'll do them 5 wide. So the question is, do we want to continue out the sandstone into this, or transition into another block, and do I want to just keep it level or have them step up a little bit? That is the question, and everything I'm doing here is subject to change at some point in the future. So, let's figure out how far we want these to go out first of all. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maybe? 8, 9, 10, 11? Let's see what 11 on each side looks like. I don't have any torches put on these blocks, but we should be okay. So we'll go out 11 on each side, maybe more, but let's see what 11 looks like here. We'll just do it on two sides here on camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, do. So that should be our center. Then knock out 2 on either side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow, that'd be a pretty massive area for a storage room, wouldn't it? Because it's going to be multiple levels, remember. It's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Let's try 17 blocks. So there's 11. This place is starting to get dangerous. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I said 17 blocks, right? So let's kill this guy. Let's kill this creeper. Creeper. Oh, you. Okay. Let's get back up here. Let's take care of him before he causes us some trouble. Alright. So, I think that would be a good size for it. Remember, this path is going to come out. Dang it. Am I out of it? Nope. Got 2 left. Gotta get me some more of those. Sounds like there's somebody burning up in a cave back there. This place is full of caves and mine shafts I have not explored yet. I just dug straight through them and walled them off for now. Excuse me. So we'll have a path coming out from there and there. Oh, come on, I didn't look at you. So we'll have the paths coming out like that, and that will go into the storage room. I don't think I actually made him mad. And now, let's see. Do I want to do sandstone? It's a lot of sandstone. We can maybe put some kind of design in it later. This might get you the gist here. And the other question is what to build the outside of the storage room out of. I'm thinking stone brick. I know that's a lot of stone brick in here, but I'm going to do some stuff to break the stone brick up. So we're not going to be all stone brick in here forever. I mean, the walls so far. There is going to be a lot of stone brick, though. It is one of my favorite blocks in the game, as you can probably tell, as is sandstone. So, yeah, I think on this bottom one anyway, we will leave it at sandstone, so yeah, let me build out these supports and I'll get back with you guys. Alright, so I went ahead, finished out those little support areas and put the fence around that area. And now we're going to start taking a look at the storage room, or at least the outside of it. And I haven't really decided how I want to do this yet. So I've been debating between building kind of a cylinder up for it, to where we essentially have a cylinder inside a cylinder here for the central point of our base. I've considered doing kind of a square or diamond type shape. And I'm not really sure what direction I want to go with this. Decisions. So the circle inside a circle I think would be cool. Let's actually go up to the top here and take a look down on this and see what it looks like. And this might give you a little bit better appreciation for just how deep this thing is too. Because it is kind of a long climb up here. So we're just going to climb on up here. And the other thing I forgot to mention, by the way, is with the horse stuff I did, if you're interested in the actual exact map the game performs, I did do a post on the Minecraft subreddit, so I'll hopefully remember to link that in the description. And that actually looks pretty darn cool from up here already. So looking at this now, see, my original plan was to do another circle within here. The problem with that, however, is how are we going to actually fit the chests into the storage room? That's where my problem comes in. Because I can't think of a good way to lay out the chests and whatnot. So, I mean, we could do maybe a circle on the outside and then build it out as a square on the inside, but that's kind of a lot of weight. That's wasting quite a bit of space. And even if I did like a diamond type shape in there, which would also look cool, I just don't think it would work out well for putting chests in there. But at the same time, I think a square is going to kind of destroy the look of this thing from up top. I mean, yes, this is going to be a little more obstructed because we're going to have other floors, but it should look pretty cool still. So I really think that putting a giant square in... Dang it. Putting a giant square in the center of this would really destroy the look. So I think the route I'll take is build a circle around this, and inside the storage room probably square off the walls, which is kind of a waste of space, and I kind of hate to do it because of that, but I think that's going to be our best course of action. I think it's going to look really cool if we do it that way. So I am going to do a bit of counting here, figure out what our diameter is, and then I'm going to use a website called Mineconics to generate the circle of that diameter. That's how I built this circle here, and kind of build out at least the frame for the circle anyway. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be right back with you guys. Just as one quick side note here, I realized while I was counting out the diameter here, I originally said this was a 50 block diameter circle. I misspoke, it's 100 blocks in diameter. I realized I had said that because this is going to be a 51 block diameter inner circle. So, yeah, just want to point that out. Anyway, back to work. Alright, so let me just show you what I settled on here. That's actually several days later. I've torn this down and rebuilt it several times now. And I originally said I was going to do a circle, I know, but I could not make a circle work, and I tried an ellipse, and that didn't work out either. So we're going to do a square, and I worked out these kind of cool looking arches here. So let me show you what we're doing here, and I only got it about half of it done. So we got sandstone, kind of a sandstone pattern in the floor here, just to kind of carry or kind of blend in the two areas here into these new, to kind of transition into, wow, I cannot talk, to transition into the stone slabs here. And then this is what I'm thinking for the storage room area. We'll have walls of chests like this all around, and there'll probably be a few furnaces in one of these banks, but I'm planning on making a smelting area, so I'm not going to load this area of furnaces, but we'll probably have a few. But yeah, this is what I'm thinking for this area. As you can see, we're going to have a ton of storage in here, because there'll also be, remember, this will be pretty much mirrored on this side. So, let's go ahead and wrap this episode up here a little bit, and take a look at it from the top. Now, I have a couple things I want to talk about first, though. First thing, this will be the last episode for a little over a week, because I'm actually leaving for vacation very soon. It is really early Saturday morning right now, and I'm going to be getting up really early on Sunday and leaving for vacation. So, and I'll be gone for a little over a week, or right about a week actually, and so no videos. And this is what it looks like from the top. I know the top of this is really ugly, but it's going to continue up more, because remember, there'll be more rings attaching to more floors of this, and we're also going to expand off to the sides here. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is that I don't building is not going to be the focus of this Let's Play. It's going to be more of a technical type thing. It's more what I'm into and more what I would want to watch. And, I mean, we'll do building from time to time, like this episode, you know, was centered around building, obviously. But with a lot of this building, I think I'm going to do a lot more off camera. So, next time, don't be surprised if, well, my plan is to maybe, hopefully, have the rings done, the other rings built, and have this built up higher. But I'm not sure how much of that I'll actually get done. Simply because, like I said, I'll be on vacation. And I'm not going to be playing Minecraft on that vacation, so... But anyway, that's all I'm going to do, or film for this episode. I'm going to go off camera and do a heck of a lot more building, edit this up, and get it up before I leave tomorrow morning. And that's all I got for you guys today. So thank you so very much for watching. Scary cave noises as we leave. I need to do a bunch of caving too. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I would definitely appreciate you maybe leaving a like and maybe even subscribing. So, until next time.